Hello, my name is Brendan Miller, and I'm here to answer all of your fishing questions. Hello folks, welcome back to another Q&A video. Today I'm going to be answering some of your guys' questions from the YouTube comment. If you have a question, leave it in the comment section of this video, and I will try to answer it in the next Q&A. So without further ado, no wait, I forgot something. Before we get started with the Q&A, I want to show you some photos a fan sent in to me. Glenn Davis sent me these photos via Facebook, so if you guys haven't liked my Facebook page, I'll link it in the description because YouTube doesn't let me link it through the cards because it's weird. But I'll link it in the description. Go like that. Send me your photos, and I will put them in a video like this. So guys, let's get into this Q&A. Will you ever start a Twitch? I'm not sure what Twitch is. I think is it something, I know it's some social media platform of some sort. I probably won't start a Twitch account. What's your favorite kind of fishing line? My favorite kind of fishing line would probably be Stren and Suffix. Those are the brands I've used the most. I really love the way Suffix casts. So I'd probably say Stren and Suffix. The Stren Original is really, really good. So those are the two types of line that I use the most. I guess I'd say those are my favorite. Next question. What is your favorite plastic worm / bait company? Man, I don't know. I don't know if I really have a favorite per se bait company. Although, like I've said before, my favorite bait companies would be Yum, Trigger Rex. Berkley has some really good stuff. I'm trying to think what else I use. Strike King, I use a lot of Strike King. The Raid stuff's really, really good. Basically, those brands is what I use the most. I have a couple other brands mixed in here and there, but if I'm really just going to stock up on stuff, those are the brands that I'll go to first. What editing software do you use? Well, right now I am using Adobe the Premiere Elements 12. It's a pretty in-depth software. You kind of have to know what you're doing with editing. It's not the most complicated software in the world, but it is fairly complicated, and it works fairly well. I recommend if you're just starting out, I would get Video Studio Pro X7. That is a really, really great software. So if you're just starting out, I would recommend using that software versus the Adobe. But if you're already fairly comfortable editing, I would definitely recommend Adobe Premiere Elements 12. Next question. Love your videos. When is the perfect time to use a crankbait and chatterbait? Well, it really is no specific good time. I mean, there's obviously times that are better than others, but usually when the fish want something fast, like let's say the weather conditions are windy and the fish are active, you know, they're chasing bait fish, they're chasing bait fish around and they're ready to eat. Those are the best times when crankbaits and chatterbaits work, but you can also just use them and trigger a reaction bite where the fish just, the bait comes by and it just reacts to it. So you can kind of use it in those two situations. I don't know if I'd say if there's a perfect time when you can use a crankbait or a chatterbait because they're very versatile baits. So I don't know if I really answered your question. Next question. If your video quality and editing improved, you would gain many more subscribers, but keep up the good work. Well, thank you for the tip. I definitely will be trying to improve the quality of my editing and the quality of my video, so thanks for your input. What's your favorite jig for crappie and bluegill? Rage Company makes a really, really good crappie grub. It's like this big. I made a video about it. I'll link it up there, but that bait works really well. It's got a very limber tail and a lot of vibration. I like that one, and I'd also use the Power Bait. They make these little curly tail grubs that are really, really awesome. We've had a ton of success with those. So those probably be my two top picks. Oh, forgot one thing. The Berkley Gulp Minnow in smelt color. I have killed crappie with that. So those are probably my top 3 picks for crappie and bluegill jigs. Who is your favorite pro bass fisherman on the pro circuit now? Question mark. Do you know what I'm saying? Yes, I do know what you're saying. I don't follow the whole tournament trail that heavily, but occasionally I will. Because I don't have TV, I just will sit down and watch sometimes when the episodes come out online. But I'd probably say my favorite angler right now would be Scott Martin on the FLW circuit. I really love him. I've been a fan of his for years. So I'd probably say that's probably my favorite angler. But again, I don't really just like follow the whole tournament thing that regularly. I've caught quite the amount of sunfish and crappie, etc. What would be the best swim jig for me to start out with? Okay, I'm not sure if you're talking about swim jigs as far as crappie and bluegill. If you are talking about that, then I already answered that question earlier in this video. But I would say to start out with a good swim jig, if you're going to be doing bass fishing, I would get the Terminator swim jig. It is a great swim jig, and I still use it to this day. I have a small pond that has bass, crappie, bluegill, and this year I haven't been catching a lot. The pond has no cover. Any tips on lures? This is kind of an interesting thing, because when a pond really doesn't have no cover, when a pond has no cover, it's going to be more difficult to locate the fish because they're not going to be isolated around that cover. If I'd say as far as lures go, maybe try something a little bit more finesse, like a drop shot or a wacky worm. Or if you're going to try just an all-around good lure to try, would take, like I said, the Berkley Gulp minnow on a jig head. That would work really well. I don't know. You probably have to kind of experiment and see what works for you, but there are some suggestions. And here's another tip. If you have a pond that has no cover, and if you own it, or if the landowner lets you do this, maybe put out some brush, maybe, or some concrete blocks, sink them into the pond to create some habitat so that those fish will congregate around there, and it'll be easier for you to catch them. Thanks, Rodney, for suggesting that.
You're welcome.
Off-camera advice right here.
Right.
Did you really stick the crankbaits in your mouth in your videos? Yes, I did, actually. If you notice in the video, when I bite them, I usually turn the hooks away from me and just bite the back, so you're not really going to get any hooks in your mouth. You know, everybody has talents. I guess one of mine is sticking crankbaits in my mouth. Next question. What's your favorite lure or method for catching largemouth bass and panfish as well? Love your videos. Man, my favorite method for catching largemouth bass and bluegill, I'd probably say my favorite method for catching largemouth bass. There's so many methods. I would say I really love catching bass on the swim jig, you know, because I fish out a lot. I also love catching bass on top water, because who doesn't love to watch the fish just go on your lure? Love to throw the drop shot as well. So those are probably my top three that I really like to do. Also, weightless tube. Wait a minute. You ever heard of that? Fishing a weightless tube? Check out this video right here. See how I did that? Just wove in the link right there. Just wove it in. Didn't see that coming, did you? As far as panfish go, I probably like just jigging for them. That's really, I really love jigging, deep water jigging for like perch and stuff. That's a ton of fun. Speaking of which, I'm going on another perch trip this fall. So, another perch fishing trip. So I'll probably be filming that. That'll be cool. Just kind of a little tidbit of information. Next question. Have you ever fished a tournament? If you haven't, do you want to? Yes, I would love to fish a tournament. Well, I wouldn't say I've actually fished like a serious tournament, but I have fished some derbies and stuff when I was young. But do I want to fish a tournament? Yeah, I would say I would love to fish a tournament. If the opportunity arrives that I am able to fish a tournament, I would definitely love to. But it's something I'm not like pursuing with a passion. I'm a little more laid back when it comes to fishing, but I would definitely love to participate in a tournament. Don't mind him. That's my brother, by the way. He just wanted to sit in on this. Next question. You going to do more Texas rigs videos? I don't know if have I ever done a Texas rig video? If not, I will do one, because I had a dude ask me on Facebook if I could do one, and he was from like Portugal. So we'll see what I can do. I'm not sure what you really mean by Texas rig videos. Let me know in the comments below what you really mean if you see this. But if you mean like just rigging the Texas rig, how to rig it or how to fish it, might be able to work something out. Next question. How do you catch more largemouth bass when it's really hot? What are good things to look for when fishing for largemouth? If I was going to be fishing and it was just like drop dead, like hot, just, why don't you...
Oh.
You're distracting me. I'm sorry. I don't want to be mean.
No,
If I was going to be fishing and it was like really, really hot and I had to make some fish bite, I'd probably go with the standard wacky worm, or a weightless bait, like a stick bait that's just weightless, or a drop shot, something like that. Something very finesse and very slow moving, because bass, when it's really, really hot, they are not gonna wanna bite that much. Also, I'd look for, you know, for shade, really shaded areas, or go really deep, because usually the fish will do like one of two things when it's really hot. They'll either go to go for the shade or go to deep water. So that's what I would do. And as far as what to look for when fishing for largemouth, you need to look for structure of any type, whether it be a branch sticking up out of the water, a whole dock, a rock pile, a rocky shoreline, weed edge, anything like that is going to hold bass. Offshore, you're looking for, maybe a hump on the floor of the lake, or a sharp drop off, or some merged wood. Those are all great things to look for. Bass love to relate to structure. It's like me, I'm relating to the couch, see? I don't just stand in the middle of the room, I'm relating to the couch. That's what bass do. Next question. What kind of camera do you use and how much does it cost? Well, I use the Lumix G6 camera. It is a great camera. It's actually built to take photos, but it's got interchangeable lenses, which means you can put all kinds of different lenses on it, which really gives me a lot of freedom to play with different looks, different focal lengths, stuff like that. I'm a camera nerd, I would say, so if you don't get that, it's fine. But yeah, this is the camera I use. It takes really, really great video, as you can see. This camera runs about $500, but it is definitely worth it because the video quality you get for the price is absolutely amazing. Last question. Can you make some sort of series where you showcase other people's fish? No one else does it, and I think it'd be really cool. You know what? That's a great idea. Let's start a series. What I want you guys to do is go to my Facebook page, Brendan's Fabulous World of Fishing, and post your photos to the Facebook page, and I'll edit them together in kind of a collage, and I'll showcase your guys' fish because you guys are awesome, and I want to kind of give back to you. So go to Brendan's Fabulous World of Fishing Facebook page, post your photos there, and we'll make a series. Let's do this, guys. All right, catch you later.